Not a great look for the Traitors star Rob Rausch, literally, as he's showing up on social media with some seriously gnarly injuries after what turned into a brutal bike crash. Check it out. The reality star shared images of himself with his face covered in cuts and gashes, looking visibly shaken as he explained exactly what went wrong. According to him, everything was fine one moment, and then suddenly, a dog ran out right in front of him in the middle of his ride. There was no time to react, no chance to slow down or swerve, and before he could do anything about it, the situation spiraled out of control. The unexpected interruption completely threw him off, sending him flying over the handlebars with force. It wasn't a minor tumble or a controlled fall, it was abrupt, violent, and totally unpreventable in that split second. The impact was so intense that it knocked him out cold, leaving him unconscious immediately after hitting the ground. That alone says a lot about how serious the crash really was. When he came to, the damage was already done. His face bore the brunt of the fall, marked with deep cuts, scrapes, and gashes that made it clear he had taken a direct hit. The injuries looked painful and raw, the kind that doesn't just happen from a simple slip. Along with the visible wounds, he also revealed that he suffered a concussion, adding another layer of concern to the whole situation. Ouch doesn't even begin to cover it. A concussion is no small thing, and combined with the condition of his face, it painted a pretty intense picture of what he had just been through. It's the kind of accident that goes from normal to serious in an instant, leaving very little room for preparation or protection once it starts unfolding. Rob explained that the whole thing happened while he was in the middle of teaching a friend how to ride a bike. It wasn't just a casual ride for himself, he was actively helping someone else learn, guiding them through the basics. In the process, he had lent his helmet to his friend, making sure they were protected while they figured things out. That decision ended up playing a major role in how things turned out. Without his helmet, he had no buffer when the crash happened, meaning he took the full impact directly. It explains why his injuries were as severe as they appeared, especially to his face and head. What was meant as a thoughtful and supportive gesture ended up leaving him exposed at exactly the wrong moment. Even with how bad everything looked, Rob didn't leave his followers in a state of panic. Before speculation or worry could spiral, he made it clear that he's going to be okay. He reassured everyone that he's already on the mend and recovering, keeping the tone calm despite the intensity of what had just happened. That reassurance made a big difference. Seeing those kinds of injuries and hearing about a concussion could easily cause alarm. But his update helped ground the situation. He acknowledged the crash and its impact, without making it feel like something far worse was looming. Still, the whole ordeal stands out as a reminder of how quickly things can go wrong, even during something as simple as a bike ride. One unexpected moment, a dog running into the path, was all it took to completely change the course of the day. What started as a normal outing, even a helpful one, turned into a painful accident in an instant. The images he shared continue to tell that story without needing much explanation. The cuts, the swelling, the overall condition of his face, all of it reflects the force of the crash and the lack of protection at the moment it happened. It's not subtle, and it's not something that can be brushed off as minor. At the same time, there's a sense of resilience in how he presented everything. He didn't shy away from showing the reality of the situation, but he also didn't let it define the outcome. By emphasizing that he's going to be fine, he shifted the focus from the shock of the accident to the process of recovery. And that recovery, while not detailed extensively, is clearly underway. The fact that he was able to speak about it, share updates, and address concerns shows that he's already moving forward, even if the physical signs of the crash are still very visible. In the end, it's a rough moment captured in real time, a reminder of how unpredictable things can be, and how quickly control can be lost. But it's also a story of getting through it, of taking the hard hit and coming out the other side with the expectation of healing and moving on. For now, the focus remains on rest, recovery, and letting time do its job. The cuts will heal, the concussion will pass, and the shock of the incident will fade. What remains is the experience itself, sudden, painful, and unforgettable, but ultimately something he's already working past as he gets back on his feet.